Good morning, beautiful human beings. I wanted to share something with you right away in this video. That first thing is that these videos are no longer going to be following what you might call the standard YouTube format. Now, good morning, hi, hello. If you're new, I will just share with you that who I am if you're unfamiliar. As it is not actually my channel name, my name is Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. Some people call me Shamanism. You can call me whatever you like. Hopefully you'll remember that my name is Emily. At any rate, welcome to the channel where we do talk about anything. Now that's what I wanted to talk about in this video, because you may have noticed, okay, so as many people do, I am, as well as being a content creator, I occasionally do consume content. And I came across a video last night from a content creator who is a smaller creator, however, much greater size of subscriber count than I. Now, while I understand that subscriber count is not everything, the reason that I started a channel was to connect with y'all, to share my knowledge of plants, to share my comedic self, to share myself. Now, the funny thing about that is what I'm about to share right here in this video, that the most major change that you'll probably notice in the video is that from now on, I'm not going to be talking to you guys in this way as if, you know, I'm trying to think. I don't exactly have the rhythm down because I'm not a big YouTuber yet. And I don't know if that'll ever be a thing. Whatever size I'm meant to grow to on YouTube, the point is that this formula that a lot of us are taught when we're first kind of dipping our feet into YouTube is like, people are like, well, you have to do this, you have to have this set up, you have to talk this way, you have to say this thing, you have to do blah, blah, blah. You know what's funny about that? And it took me the 3 years I've been on YouTube to learn this. It's actually best to be yourself. And this is what this fellow in this video was talking about. He was like, you know how you get on there and you say, hi guys, welcome to this video, blah, 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 blah. And I have to laugh because that's exactly what many of us do. And the thing is, that's why we're not growing. And it was a click for me, like a big aha, like, oh my goodness, that's a part. There are two reasons. Perhaps that will be the title of the video in addition to like this just being an honest chat about the fact that, look, guys, I don't see the point in talking to you guys any other way than I would talk to a real friend, because the whole point of me making this channel was for me to share my knowledge and to connect with all of you, to build a group of like-minded people, besides sharing my knowledge, which was something that I've always wanted to share my heart, my knowledge, my comedy with other people, my love, honestly, with other people. And I know how that sounds and whatever. So from now on, I'm not going to be talking to you guys like, hi guys, welcome to this video. In this video, you're going to find, no, I'm done. I'm honestly done. And I'll tell you why. It's because the number one thing that this fellow was sharing was something I completely agree with. And it's something which is kind of funny. I think a lot of us overlook when we're looking to grow our channels. And it's one of many reasons that we're not getting seen. I've been working on my channel for 3 years, right? And in that time, I would say I've spent maybe this much time being my actual full authentic self. And rather than say listening to a mentor who told me to do X, Y, and Z specifically, and that, you know, look, for people my age, and actually, I will just go ahead and say for everybody, I think now, it's better if you're just yourself. You don't need to start your videos by saying something specific. You don't need to have some catchy intro thing. Just talk to people. What people want these days, I find, and this is what this guy brought up, is that they want connection. They don't want to hear the same thing they've heard for the last, and if you really think about this, it's pretty wild, the same thing you've been hearing for like decades. Hi guys, in this video you're gonna find that is literally what everybody says. They're like, hi, welcome to my channel, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but yawn. No one is interested, and that probably is why a lot of us well, I'm not a new creator necessarily, however, have not yet found, perhaps, let's say, the places I wanted to reach yet, whatever. I discovered there may be two reasons for that, and that is what I'll share here as what I've learned, so that there's no, you know, this is not just me saying, hey, I'm not going with the standard format anymore, screw that, it's not working. But I also want to share, it's not just that it's not working, it's that it feels yucky. when you go to make a video and you're talking to the camera or, you know, whatever, it feels really artificial to be like, hi, my name is so-and-so and I do this and here's this and da-da-da-da. It just doesn't feel right. And what this guy interestingly was saying was that when he started out, he's actually bought a teleprompter that he was reading when he was telling his stories. And I have to say, the one thing I was super grateful for in my own life and experience with YouTube is that thankfully, mostly for the entirety of my journey here, I have not used a script. Like, yes, you may see me have I'm trying to grab them, it's not coming. You may see me with note cards because I'm, you know, a little forgetful, and sometimes I really want to share something that I may forget in the tangent of like actually speaking, because that does happen to me in real life. So you guys get the unfiltered version. So at any rate, without making this video really long, because I don't want to do that, I actually want you guys to know that this is the thing. So I guess the two things I just want to share here today, a brief little video that I'm sharing with you guys, is I'm done with trying to like fit the algorithm in that sense. You know, there may be keywords and tags and whatever things that help. However, in the form of the actual video, like, I just want to talk to you guys. And from now on, I'm not going to do this whole welcome to the, I mean, I may say who I am, introduce myself sometimes or something, but like, as far as that whole YouTube voice goes, guys, honestly, I've never really resonated with it. I could never find a rhythm, a thing that felt like me. And so from now on, we're going to try doing the actual way, which is me authentically. So I'm not going to give you taglines. I'm not going to make these crazy hooks. I'm going to work on improving my thumbnails because admittedly, that's something which I have not like myself researched how to do those well. I do what comes through me. And actually, interestingly, that's been working rather well. At any rate, that's what I wanted to share here, is that the two important things that I discovered when I was sort of researching YouTube, if you will, last night, is that A, something that I would highly encourage, especially if you're a new creator, please don't emulate these people from 10 years ago. I mean, look, listen, I have great respect. And in fact, I would agree with, I can't remember who it was. I think it was my friend, again, we don't know each other in real life, but my friend Butch, who is a much, much larger content creator and a much more successful, funnier guy, in my opinion, than me. I was watching him play through something. There are two things that I learned when I was listening to videos last night that were, to me, the most important. The one that the fellow shared was being your authentic self. It's like, stop emulating all these YouTubers from 10 years ago. Oh, that's what I was going to say about my friend who's a content creator. His name is ButchX3. You can look him up. He has a great channel. And he's his authentic self, man. He is so funny. He has such a great channel. And actually, what's interesting about him is he really puts in an insane amount of effort. His videos are like, look, I'm a gamer, and when he puts videos together, he like strings it together like it's a whole freaking movie. I mean, I can't imagine the time that he puts into it. At any rate, the two things that I learned were very important, which hilariously I was neglecting, is there's a setting, which I will talk about in another video, and as well as just being yourself, not sticking to this like inauthentic, I should say. Like, you have to say this, you have to do this, it has to look like this. Oh, people, when they get home from work, they've heard that corporate voice, they've heard that whatever voice. They want real people connection. And so maybe that's a reason that you're not growing on YouTube. So if you are a new content creator, don't emulate these people. Oh, that's what I was trying to connect. I'm sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. It's that people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, who admittedly I'm not a huge fan of. However, these people, like, really, they carried a generation, in my opinion, and in my friend Butch's opinion as well, and I agree. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie, man, they were like three. There are probably others that I'm not thinking of at the moment, like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and Bob and Wade and their like little trio. They carried a freaking whole generation, largely mine actually, which I just find honestly fascinating. At any rate, how did they get there? By being themselves. And yes, they were filtered through the algorithm and all that stuff at that time. They did what they needed to do. Point being, if you try now as a new content creator to emulate things of 10 years ago, it's not going to work well. And that is one problem I see out there, not just with my own channel, perhaps also with yours. So I wanted to just share with you guys that be authentic. That's the key ticket. It isn't all these things that we're told to do. At the end of the day, listen to yourself. And The most helpful piece of advice that the specific fellow gave was to be authentic and like talk as if you're talking to a friend. And at first that feels really bizarre, especially if you happen to be someone who has fallen into this like YouTube voice. Even myself, actually. Although thankfully, like I said, because I never used a script or anything like that, which was the other tip, is don't use scripts, because it'll only ever stop you from being yourself, from expressing the way that you express, which is ultimately kind of the whole point. We're all here, right? I'm here to share with you guys my wisdom, my love, and occasionally comedy when it comes to me. It's a funny thing about the comedy with me, guys. I am a funny person, I acknowledge this, and yet I'm not the kind of funny who it's just on tap all the time. I wish I was. I wish one of my idols, and you'll know this about me, you'll know that one of my idols is Jim Carrey too, and also Robin Williams. And I will forever strive probably in my life to just be someone like Robin Williams, because he lit up everybody everywhere all the time. And I think most humans who have seen something with Robin Williams and it will agree he was such a funny person, and he just brought so much light and love and levity to the world. And I miss him honestly a lot. I miss watching movies with him in it. I mean, of course you can still do that anyway. So my advice to you today is don't follow what you've heard for the past 10 years. If you're a new content creator, be you. Talk to the people. Don't do these things that people tell you have to do. Essentially, listen to yourself and start. The most important thing, honestly, advice-wise, if I were to give you a piece of advice, if you're just starting out in this, if you want to start out, the single most important thing when you're starting is A, start, and B, just be yourself. Practice it. Look, realistically, no one is going to see your videos for a while unless you're doing certain things, and even then, realistically, no one's going to see your videos for a while except you, your mom, your dad, and probably your dog. Like, genuinely. So relax into that when you first get started, and also use that time as an opportunity to practice telling stories. If you guys have been with me for some time, you know that that's kind of my thing. I am by nature a storyteller, which is why oftentimes these videos become what I used to call waffles. And now I think, maybe you guys just know story time is kind of a part of me. When I come here, I probably have some kind of little story to tell you guys at some point or other, or some little anecdote or little comedic something. So without further ado, I hope you guys have gotten something out of this. That I will always still share. Please subscribe, because the whole point of me being here is to build a community, and I genuinely want to connect with you guys. If you need to reach out or want to reach out to connect to me confidentially or not confidentially, you can do so at this email address. As always, it's always down in the description box. I know that's very YouTube-y, but hey, we kind of have to say these things. Or else, you know what's funny? If we don't actually tell people to subscribe, they don't. They forget. It's funny. Humans are humans. So thank you so much for being with me for this long, and I'm excited, honestly, to just be able to talk to you guys without that constrained box of this YouTube format. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night whenever you're catching this, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Namaste, and much love. Have a beautiful day. Just for some reason, or not for some reason, that there's lots of people wanting to start out, it's just not me. But was something I completely agree with.